Last Forever is the final episode of the CBS sitcom How I Met Your Mother. The episode serves as the 23rd and 24th episode of Season 9, and the 207th and 208th episode overall. The episode's two parts are classified as two separate episodes. It aired on March 31, 2014. Last Forever received a polarized reaction from both fans and TV critics, with a majority of critics expressing disappointment, primarily in regard to the relationship between Ted Mosby and Robin Scherbatsky, and the fate of the series' titular mother. Many viewers expressed considerable disdain for the apparent disregard for character development, while others praised it for tying up loose ends. Plot, Part 1, in a flashback to September 2005, Ted Mosby, Marshall Erickson, Lily Aldrin and Barney Stinson accept Robin Scherbatsky into their group. Lily, optimistic about Robin's friendship, decrees that Ted and Barney cannot hook up with her unless they marry her, and Barney scoffs at the idea. In May 2013, Ted discusses his move to Chicago with Marshall and Lily at Barney and Robin's wedding reception. Meanwhile, Barney recognizes the bass player as the woman already introduced in previous episodes as the Mother who advised him to pursue Robin. When he hears she's single, he decides to introduce her to Ted, who declines the idea as he has to leave in order to get ready to move the next day. Outside, the group sadly bids Ted farewell, and he does a final high-five with Barney, resulting in the two hurting each other and delaying his departure. Later, Ted goes to the Farhampton train station. However, his train is late. He tells an elderly lady about his weekend and she asks many questions about destiny. She looks up and spots the mother standing nearby, but Ted insists he can't talk to her because he's moving. The next night, Marshall and Lily are surprised to see Ted sitting at their table in McLaren's. Ted justifies this by telling them that he met a girl, which they approve after finding out she is the bass player from the wedding. In 2015, Ted, now engaged, meets Robin and Barney at McLaren's to discuss wedding ideas. As Robin goes to buy drinks, Barney admits their marriage is suffering because of Robin's rising career, which requires her to travel frequently. The mother arrives and tells Ted they have to delay their wedding because she is pregnant. In May 2016, Ted and the mother host a get-together with the rest of the gang. Marshall is miserable at his new job, having been forced to return to being a corporate lawyer. Barney and Robin reveal that her constant traveling for work put a strain on them, and after 3 years of marriage, they have divorced. The mood turns positive when Barney realizes that Marshall and Lily are expecting their third child, but Lily is worried about the group breaking apart. Together they promise they will all be there for the big moments and will remain friends. 5 months later, Marshall and Lily decide to move out of their old apartment and put together a final Halloween roof party. Robin is sad to see Ted and the mother with matching hanging Chad outfits, alongside Barney who has returned to his womanizing ways. She decides to leave and confesses to Lily that she can't be in the group any longer as she still has unresolved feelings for Ted, which devastates Lily. Part 2, in 2018, Barney gets ready for another legendary night at McLaren's, even though Ted and Lily, both being parents, aren't intending to stay out late. Marshall arrives and announces he is replacing a retiring judge in Queens, which prompts a celebration. Later, when Barney attempts to score with a young woman, Lily blasts him for fully regressing into his previous self. Barney defends his behavior by telling her he knows that if he couldn't make a marriage with Robin work, he'll never make it work with anyone. Lily relents and Barney leaves to enjoy his night. In 2019, Ted, the mother, Marshall and Lily are at Robots vs. Wrestlers. A depressed Barney shows up to say that while he recently completed a perfect month using a new playbook, the last woman is pregnant with his child. Later, Ted runs into Robin, now a famous news reporter, while showing Penny the GNB building he designed. Later, Marshall, Lily, and Ted await the birth of Barney's child. After throwing up in the bathroom, Barney is led in to meet his daughter, Ellie. Despite his initial denial, Barney is moved to tears. At Ted and the Mother unregistered trademark S house, Ted re-proposes to the mother because it has been 5 years since they got engaged, and says they are getting married the following Thursday. Before the wedding, the gang, including Robin, meets up at McLaren unregistered trademark S, and Marshall announces he is running for the New York State Supreme Court. Lily is perplexed as when Barney seemingly goes to hit on two women at the bar, he scolds them for dressing inappropriately and sends them home. Lily gives a toast praising Ted for all he has been through, and future Ted narrates how he never stopped loving the mother for a second, even when she became terminally ill and passed away in 2024. Returning the story to May 2013, Ted gets the courage to introduce himself to the bass player, and she invites him underneath her yellow umbrella. The two engage in a conversation where she tells Ted she remembers him from when he accidentally taught her economics class on his first day as a professor. Ted realizes that her umbrella is his umbrella that he left at Cindy's and has his initials on it, but she tells him that TM are her initials, Tracy McConnell. Ted continues his conversation with Tracy as the train arrives. In 2030, future Ted finishes his story by saying, "And that, kids, is how I met your mother." Penny and Luke protest that this was not the point of the story, and deduce that it was actually about how he still has feelings for their Aunt Robin. Ted brushes this off, but his kids remind him that they love Robin and that there's still a connection between the two of them. They give Ted their blessings to continue his relationship with her. In the final scene, Ted goes to Robin's apartment with the blue French horn presenting it the same way he did 25 years ago, and they smile at each other. Production. Before writing the episode, Carter Bays and Craig Thomas decided to watch the series finales of other sitcoms for inspiration. They said that they crafted the last 10 minutes of the series right from the start. In February 2014, Bays tweeted that he found a rough draft of the series finale that he first wrote in 2006. The scene involving Ted's future children was secretly shot in 2006 during the production of Season 2. This was primarily done so the teenage characters would not age, since Fonseca and Henry were adults by the time the final episode aired. The scene was filmed on a set close to everyone except Bays, Thomas, executive producer-director Pamela Fryman, a camera operator, and Fonseca and Henry, who signed non-disclosure agreements. Fonseca stated that she had forgotten the details of the scene in the years since its filming, while Henry said, "I do remember. I think I remember. We unregistered trademark LLC." Josh Radnor was also told some parts of the finale from the start, but neither he nor the rest of the cast were informed how the series would end. Radnor, not Bob Saget, plays future Ted when he appears on camera. When asked whether he should have played the role, Saget said that Radnor doing so felt appropriate to me. It's not The Matrix, where Ted CGIs into a narrator of his voice that was done as a sweet way to tell his story from almost his conscience from the future of his own life. Before the airing of the series finale, debates raged amongst fans concerning the fate of Ted and the mother, fueled by scenes from Vesuvius, and other previous episodes that seemed to point to a tragic ending. According to tweets from Alison Hannigan, approximately 18 minutes of the original episode had to be cut to fit the broadcast time. One cut sequence features Lily paying back Marshall regarding a bet on whether Ted and Robin end up together, first referenced in the episode No Pressure. Other cut scenes feature Robin, wearing her Robin Sparkles jeans jacket over her wedding dress, singing Let's Go to the Mall with the Mothers Band at the wedding reception, and a 1-second montage showing Tracy's funeral. An alternate cut of the ending, described as a happy ending, will appear on the Season 9 DVD. It will not contain any new footage, but will be edited in a way that changes the fates of Ted, Tracy and Robin. Barney's blog. Barney talks about the high infinity and writes his final blog entry. Cultural references. Just before attempting the high infinity, Barney says "See you on the other side, Ray," to which Ted replies "Nice working with you, Dr. Venkman," a reference to the 1984 film Ghostbusters. The title of Barney's new playbook is The Playbook 2, Electric Bangaloo, a reference to the film Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo. One of his new plays, The Mannequin, alludes to the 80s film of the same name. In his last moments with the gang at the Farhampton Inn, Ted acts like E.T. in saying goodbye to Lily. He brings up with Barney how they let the Liberty Bell. The 2016 apartment farewell party sees Ted wear his Hanging Chad costume, which Tracy compliments by wearing a Gore Lieberman campaign shirt. For the party, Marshall and Lily dress as Captain Ahab and Moby Dick respectively. When asked about the possibility of hooking up with girls half his age, Barney claims he needs to reach his Clooney years to make it happen. Marshall and Lily compare Robin making herself scarce around the gang with Sasquatch and Yeti sightings. Critical reception: Last Forever received a polarized reaction from TV critics and fans. Viewers expressed considerable dissatisfaction regarding the resolution of Ted's story, his relationship to Robin, and the fate of the titular mother. Additionally, the season-long build-up for Barney and Robin's wedding and their divorce 10 minutes into the next episode was criticized. Fans took to social media, such as Tumblr and Twitter, to express their disappointment. Some fans joked that the episode was an early April Fool's joke, because it aired on March 31st. Some fans of the show called on CBS to commission the creators of the show via a Change.org petition to rewrite and reshoot the finale. The petition has over 20,000 signatures and significant online news coverage. On April 5, 2014, Carter Bays announced on Twitter that an alternate ending, from the same filmed material, would be included on the Season 9 DVD. Bill Cushman of Pop Culturology said that the success of Milioti as the mother made it hard to write the character away so quickly, saying, "Thanks to the show unregistered trademark writing staff and Kristin Milioti, HIMYM had a huge victory on its hands with the mother." Asking fans to drop all of that with a simple line about the mother getting sick and passing away was a very difficult request. Cushman noted that, over the course of this final season, HIMYM made us care about Tracy. It made us believe that she and Ted belonged together. It was earned. That's why it was sad to see HIMYM just brush Tracy away. Donna Bowman of the Avenue Club graded the episode a B+, saying, "The hour finale was a strange ride, marvelous in some ways, confounding in others. Endings are difficult, and I'd only unregistered trademark to think any objective assessment would say they nailed this one." Todd Van Der Werf of the Avenue Club was more blunt in saying that Bays and Thomas simply looked like shitty long-term planners, unable to understand that getting the audience so invested in the Barney and Robin coupling or in Tracy as a character would make it all the harder when the series finale abruptly dissolved the former and treated the latter unregistered trademark death as an aside in the narration. That the show never seemed to suggest Ted mourned her feels like a vital betrayal of his character. Alan Sapinall of HitFix cited 3 reasons why Bays and Thomas should not have stuck with the ending they had originally envisioned at the start. The show's lengthy run forced them to stretch out events like Barney's and Robin's wedding, which would have to be quickly undone in the finale. The chemistry between Kobe Smulders and Neil Patrick Harris caused many fans to become deeply invested in Robin and Barney's relationship more than Robin and Ted's. And the casting of Kristin Milioti as the mother caused fans to become invested in that character as well. Sapinall stated that so much of what was terrible here was terrible because Bays and Thomas had a very specific vision for the ending of their show and would not or, perhaps, after they filmed the kids' reactions, could not deviate from it. And based on the initial reaction I've seen to the episode, it's going to forever sour the opinion many fans of the show had for it. Joyce Eng of TV Guide said that she'd prefer Ted not to have ended up with Robin, but as I consider the romantics that co-creators Carter Bays and Craig Thomas are, it's obvious they would bring this long, winding love story full circle back to the person Ted wanted to be with when we met him. And the mother excuse us, Tracy is reunited with her first true love, Max too. Though the mother served as a cheap plot device to a degree, Eng said that Ted's time with her also taught him nothing lasts forever, nothing's perfect. And he needs to move on with his life, but that doesn't make his relationship with the mother any less important. I don't think the Ted of 2005 would have done the same. Andrew Miola from MSTARS praised the episode, saying I couldn't believe that they actually killed the mother. But I let it sit for a bit, and then I felt something profoundly beautiful come out of this last hour of How I Met Your Mother. In an interview with David Letterman, Neil Patrick Harris declared himself a fan of the way the finale ended the series. Some people just hated it, and I think that that's a compliment to the show in a weird way because it means that they have grown up with these characters and feel like they wanted it to go a certain way, though I think it's great. But our show really did cross the line between funny and really serious, and that was kind of the balance that this show had. And as the show grew up, and as we grew up in the show, it ended in a more adult way, and I think it was a nice, reflective, kind of sad, but happy ending to a long story. References. External links: Last Forever, Part 1 at the Internet Movie Database, Last Forever, Part 2 at the Internet Movie Database.